Assalamu alaikum. Mr. Moderator, our distinguished guests, brothers and sisters, our friends and our enemies.
So, in the last video, we have spoken about one of our big villains here, Guido von List, and how he had this, concept or idea of Armanenschaft, which is the German elite hood, and how the German population, or say the Germanic, not the German, the Germanic, because it's a matter of ethnicity, not of borders. They must adopt this ideology right here, and we had explained it that it was this typical esoteric pyramidal layered aqidah model, and we said that for the population we had basic paganism, and then we had esoteric theosophical and Rosicrucian Gnosis, and then above that we had the ultimate secret Gnosis. And then we went on to explain this model, if you remember, how the general model is all about having a dumb mass and the elites of society that have a different belief system than the mass, than the masses, and that above them there is a secret Gnosis that is, like the Sufis call them, khasatul khasa.
Yes.
And then we've applied this model.
Khasa, if you can just translate that for the.
Yeah, so you see, the Sufis, they have in their jargon, they speak about al-awam, al-amma. They're just the masses.
The general people. Yeah.
The general people, yes. And the general people in Sufi lingua is always it always has this connotation of disdain. Like, the general folks, they're dumb, they don't know, they're sinful, they're impure. And then you have al-khassa. Those are the specifics, or the not general, the
specialist.
Yeah, exactly. So these people, they're either through kinship, through lineage, that makes them de facto from the khassa, or through the acquisition of their knowledge, they become part of the khassa. So those are your fuqaha and your Azharis nowadays, and your people from Hadramaut in Tarim, etc. And then you have the secret gnosis on top of that. So those are your Hallaj, and who else? Your Ibn Arabi, all these guys that have spoken out complete total kufr. But you have these people here that making excuses for what happened from these people here. But maybe we'll have another meeting talking about that more in depth.
In detail, yeah.
Which will also get us more into this recurring theme of Lucifer. If you remember, we said that Blavatsky, she wrote this book, Lucifer. Lucifer brings the enlightenment to break out of the trap of qadar. Likewise, Rudolf Steiner. So that's how all of that connects. Now, the last application of this model that I want to look at is Western atheism. Now, big disclaimer, people. What I'm going to talk about here is my own deduction. I want to make this crystal clear. Not that I have researched this particular matter in particular. Maybe some people have said this, and maybe there is solid proof to back this up. I don't know if anybody knows anything. Anybody can give me a clue, something to follow up on. I'll please do share that with me. Put it in the comments. But what I'm going to talk about here are my own deductions. I've never read anyone say this, and I'm going to explain to you why I deduced this thing right here. So we know that this pyramidal layered aqidah model is absolutely real. It has been leaked by Guido von List, by Imam al-Ghazali, and others.
Yeah, so that part was very shocking. Yes, did not know that when you said that last week as well.
Yeah, and if you want, Bilal, we're gonna, maybe we can have a live specifically on that, how that works in the Muslim world.
Yeah, absolutely, sure.
Yeah, and so if we look at Western societies, we see that the masses nowadays are really dumbed down by nihilistic atheism.
Yes.
And it's so nihilistic, it's unbelievable. Like, life is is the result of immeasurably minute chance.
Yeah.
And there is absolutely nothing to it. And you have your what's this big boss of atheism nowadays? What's his name? Dawkins.
Mm-hmm.
He is telling you that we cannot say that rape or murder is incorrect. There is nothing that can allow us to judge rape or murder as being something immoral, etc. Obviously, he's talking from the atheist perspective. And that's what we are being pumped. That's what's being pumped into us in the West since a very young age. Like as far as I'm concerned, in Luxembourg, we had our 2 hours a week of Catholic education in school, but then everything else is geared towards pumping this into your mind. So in history, you study the Big Bang, you study evolution, and then you have in different other classes, you're gonna have, you know, texts that you read. Like, for example, in language classes, you're gonna read certain texts that are all kinds of philosophies that go down to this nihilistic atheism, hedonistic approach to life. And the way they do is as I was explaining, with this pseudoscience of Darwinism and Big Bang, and the result is absolute hedonism. Everybody is just chasing pleasure,
Yes.
to the best of their ability.
Yes.
And people is as Muslims, it is very important to understand ourselves and to teach our children what is the difference between pleasure and happiness.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And the Western society, the whole paradigm of the Western society aims at completely blurring out the difference between pleasure and happiness, and they're trying to make you believe, they fool you into believing that happiness lies in pleasure.
Sure. Yes.
And
yes.
that just doesn't work. This is
That
why
is,
you see.
that is an excellent analogy. I'm glad you brought that up as well. Right? Yes.
Yeah. Look, as Muslims,
Mhm.
we understand. Like one of the Salaf said, if the sons of the princes and the leaders knew the level of pleasure that we bear in our hearts, they would have beaten us with swords, right? Like the happiness that we gain from the practice of our religion, it makes us above need from all this stuff that they are pushing onto us. And this is something as Muslims we need to keep in mind, because this is a way out. This is part of the way out from this scheme that has society on lockdown in the West and more all over the world. And so
I'm not
cultural
sure
rich.
this
Yeah.
question here from Aladdin, right? If you want to answer it now or you want to answer it later, it's in Arabic. Though.
Read the question for. Oh, it's in Arabic. Wait a second.
Yeah.
مثل العامة والعامة الخاصة في قواعد اللغة العربية من قاعدة اليوم. Yes, he's going deep, my man Ala. All right, we'll leave that for later, inshallah ta'ala. So and then we have, of course, cultural rituals and events that reinforce this hyper-materialistic, hedonistic, nihilistic culture that we're living in. And you know, one of the biggest one of those cultural rituals is what's happening right now. It's Christmas. You know, I mean, can it get more material than this?
Shots fired.
I mean, disagree with me? All right, just
no, no way, man, no way. That is right. Just an absolute fact.
Yeah. So above the masses. In our Western society, we have mainly Freemasonry. Now, Freemasonry is one of those bizarre things that is all over, but subhanallah, they are really skilled at keeping their secrets.
Yes.
You'll be very hard pressed to find much that has been leaked from Freemasonry, and you'll be even more hard pressed to find, like, to differentiate what is really authentic from what is, you know, red herrings.
Yeah.
From whatever has been leaked. But what we do know is that it's an absolutely esoteric society, and it has initiation rituals, and it has 33 degrees, and the upper degrees being the secret Gnosis.
Yes.
Now, Freemason, what we do know from them, because that is somewhat in the open to see if you know what to look for. They are taking control of the frameworks of society. So as we have said previously, the legal sector, higher education, political institutions, media, industrialists. All right. Well, I want to explain what is an industrialist. We're not talking about your engineers. We're not talking about your bright minds that are, bringing progress to society through innovation, etc. No, we're talking about the people that are above those bright minds. Those are the industrialists. They're the ones that are sitting high up in the offices and decide what gets produced, how it gets produced, and they manage the market amongst each other. It's very often an oligarchic kind of market situation that we have in the world nowadays, and the people that those market oligarchs, they are part of this framework that has control of the society and shapes this atheist nihilistic framework of society. Now, I say that the people here in Freemasonry are not atheists. As I have explained in the last video, it's not that the lower level is getting only, say, 2% of the truth and the other ones are withholding 98% of the truth. No, the upper middle, this elite here, they want to hold the truth for themselves, and they're giving some falsehood to the masses because they want to dumb them down.
Yes.
Now, why am I saying this? What leads me to believe this? Well, this book that I showed you last time, where is it? Here it is. All right, Sworn in Secrets, Freemasonry and the Knights Templar by Sanford Holst. All right, this is.
Okay, we just lost him for a second. Give me a minute, guys. He's back. 1 second. Let me get him back here. 1 second. He is back. There we go. And there we go. Okay.
All right. Why did you lose me, bro?
We just lost like a second. You just put up the book, and then you were about to the book, and then
So he's speaking about the history of Freemasonry, and he's exploring the Sworn in Secret.
Okay, Sworn in Secret.
All right. Shout out to the anonymous brother who told me to read this book. And I mean, I know his name, of course, but I'm not going to say his name because anyway. So this guy right here, he's exploring what are the different theories about how Freemasonry came about.
Paper gold. You see, black folks are chumps. If America were to tell you to bring all the rocks in this country to her, and she'll give you $1 million for it, you'll do it. And the next day she'll tell you we're using rocks for currencies, chump.